alright, with this, I have been through it. This is my third time already. Because the first time, yeah, my first impressions. Second time...
After everything that happened.
Second time was basically, I just wanted to see if I actually missed anything. And then something actually appeared at the very end. And so basically I'm going to be doing it this time now to have both of them in, so I don't have to come up in two separate videos. So I hope you enjoy.
Over half a year passed in the blink of an eye.
So that's how long it's been now.
With the end of the Great Twilight, an armistice was declared on the second day of the Great War.
That was a short war, wasn't it?
Supreme Commander Van Dyke and Lieutenant General Bright worked together to minimize casualties during the negotiations.
Well, that's good.
Meanwhile, the media reported that Emperor Eugen would return to the throne after recovering from his surgery.
Everyone's happy about that?
This was broadcast around the world, in tandem with the declaration that Calvert played no part in the assassination attempt.
Good. Quell that anger, which everyone was falsely got.
However, the truth only ended up plunging the Empire into greater turmoil and spurred a storm of criticism from other countries.
Ooh.
Amid the chaos, Governor Regnitz stepped in to try to bring the situation under control. He issued the order for Erebonian troops to immediately return to the Empire.
Like they should.
Many feared that Calvert might take this opportunity to strike back, but such fears proved to be unfounded.
Good they didn't.
I can only assume it was because Calvert didn't want to take any chances against the far stronger Erebonian army.
Yeah. And obviously, soldats against tanks and people. Yeah, I think soldats will win every time.
For the people of Erebonia, it was as if they had woken up from a nightmare.
Yeah, a long one.
On the other hand, the people of Calvert began to criticize the Empire all the more fiercely.
I don't blame them.
Fortunately, due to the evacuation efforts on the first day of the war, civilian casualties were kept to a minimum. President Rocksmith, nearing the end of his term, made careful efforts to placate his citizens. However, he found himself under serious pressure from the new president-elect and was made to demand astronomical reparations from the Empire.
So that's what? The Empire has to cover all the costs to rebuilding and stuff? Yeah, I think they'll do that anyway.
The provisional government in Erebonia, led by Governor Regnitz, was forced to negotiate. As part of the negotiations, he demanded that Calvert pledge to not invade Crossbell.
Just Crossbell?
Liberal, Remiferia, and the holy city of Arteria agreed, and jointly mounted pressure on the Republic to keep its troops within its borders. Reparations were eventually made, mostly funded by the Erebonian government, the Imperial family, the Reinford Group, and House Cayenne.
Well, they kinda had no choice.
As the Imperial army withdrew from Crossbell, discussions began between the Empire and Speaker McDowell. But the Governor General's personal defense force refused to stand down and took control of the city themselves. Rufus condemned their actions from prison, but they refused to back down, and the threat of a Calvardian invasion began to loom.
Well, at least we know Rufus got put in jail.
So, the Crossbell Guardian Force, formerly the Crossbell Military Police, worked with the citizens to devise a solution.
So they got their old name back, CGF, instead of the CMP.
And on the day of Arkansas's star-studded comeback performance, the Governor General's defense force was quickly subdued by citizen volunteers, and Crossbell was free once more. At the heart of the operation were the officers of the Special Support Section, saving their country yet again.
Like they always do.
While foreign affairs were steadily heading in the right direction, Erebonia's domestic issues showed no signs of stopping. With the news of Chancellor Osborne's death, the nobles he had kept in check scrambled to reclaim their former power.
I bet they would.
Class warfare broke out once more, and though the imperial family tried to restore order, rumors of Prince Cedric's role in the Chancellor's warmongering caused their pleas to fall on deaf ears.
Yeah, that would happen.
The Crown Prince's mysterious disappearance only put them in a more difficult position.
Yeah, he joined Ouroboros just because he wanted to be free. Like, Olivier, Oliver, well, either way. But seriously, he didn't have to do that. But then again, I think he also joined because he was thinking that he wouldn't be punished because he is royalty. But you don't know that would happen, do you?
Just when things seemed their worst, Princess Alphen and the newly returned Prince Olivert engaged the public directly and sincerely. As a result, the imperial family slowly started to win back the people's trust the continent over.
That's good.
Meanwhile, news of Crossbell's liberation stirred talk of independence in Jirai and North Ambria.
So they're getting their independence back.
Some argued, however, that the 10 years Jirai had spent as an SEZ had bolstered its economy and reduced poverty.
Which is good, right?
The issue is still hotly debated, and those in charge are monitoring the situation carefully for fear of more conflict igniting. Though Chancellor Osborne's right-hand man, Governor General Rufus Albarea, was apprehended,
Yeah, we already know that.
Majors Lecter Arundel and Claire Revelt managed to avoid arrest.
I don't see why or how.
Not only that, but they remained at the Intelligence Division and the RMP, respectively, focusing their efforts on restoring order to their country.
Okay, so they're making amends.
That said, both groups lost their position as government organizations and underwent extensive restructuring.
Oh, okay, so that was the punishment. They went back to their groups, but instead of just them receiving punishment, everyone linked to them received punishment. That is a very tough punishment that you got given to everyone who follows you.
The Bracer Guild regained its former status in the Empire, and for the first time in 5 years, all its branches were reopened.
Yay! All branches back. There's Annalise. I really wish she was in this game. Same with Zen over there. Even though he did show up in the third game, but just for like a cameo or something, whatever it is. Just for one scene, that was it. I really wanted Annalise to be in this. Would have been good. You get to see another practitioner of the 8-leaf style, which she uses.
High-ranking bracers from all over the continent helped to combat disorder and unrest within the Empire. According to certain classified information from the Guild, Prince Cedric, thought to be missing, had in fact become a member of Ouroboros.
Yeah. And basically Shelley introduced him to her dad, so as I said, there's something going on between you two. Or is it just Shelley have those feelings to you? Which I think that's the case. Even though she said she likes girls more, but still, I don't buy it.
There are even rumors that he was made an enforcer, but that remains unverified.
Well, he just wants freedom. But
Meanwhile,
he still could have had it, but he had to pay for everything he did first.
after tirelessly aiding the other great houses, Governor Regnitz, and the Government Accountability Inspectorate for months, Acting Duke Eustace Alborea rejoined his allies for a journey to a certain place.
Yeah.
Each of his friends had been busy restoring peace to their country in their own way. But now, with the embers of war finally cooled, they were able to meet once more.
Yeah, and we all know what for. In the underground base of the workshop. And yes, as I said before, it would have been great if she actually got her body back. And she does! So Eustace is going to be happy. Because as I said, I think he's in love with her.
Whoa. A backup OZ-74 unit.
So your dad prepared this, Elisa?
That's right. He must have worked on it in the brief moments when he was himself.
So, would that have been when Albrecht was sleeping? Do you think that would have been the case? So Albrecht sleeps, he can actually get up and do stuff, and he did this.
It couldn't have been an easy secret to keep from the Ebon Knight.
I bet.
Your father was a great man.
Damn right. Can't be easy fooling someone who's in your head.
I know.
For real.
It seems like the mana inside is stable. And it should be easy to work with such a pure soul as hers.
Yeah, she is.
We'll be right here to help whenever you're ready.
Go ahead, Eustace.
Yeah. Bring out the sword.
Come on, man. What are you waiting for? Now, bring out the sword. Right. Altina, you should help too.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I know it'll turn out just fine.
Well, it better be.
That's right, Allie. Be brave.
I will.
Everything's stable. This should work.
Adios, please.
Yeah.
Now'd be the time for a miracle. I'm sure we've got one or two left, right?
Yeah, we've already had enough already. We can still use more.
If you're listening out there, these kids need you.
The sword disappears.
The sword.
And she's going back. Yay! Millie's back.
Huh? Where am I? Reen? Tilly? What are you guys doing here? Eustace? What gives? You look like you've seen a ghost. Wait, what happened? Last thing I remember,
William!
You're awake!
Yeah, I don't think she
Whoa,
remembers
guys! What's gotten into you?
everything she
You
did.
want to tell me what this is all about?
Okay, I'll let you finish speaking first. Okay, I can speak now. I don't think she remembers everything she did when she was a sword. I got it out, finally.
It's
kind of a long story.
Yeah.
So much happened while you were asleep.
But before we get to all that...
Welcome back, Milliam.
Yay! As I said, I think her only memory is when she stepped in and saved Tilly and Ring from being hit. Oh. Okay, as I've said before, great game. Loved it from start to finish, from Cold Steel 1 to now. Yeah, only downside, they got married. Well, he did propose, so. Shara, how do you feel? Happy? But yeah, seriously, my eyes are watering. Seriously, it does that every time. I've already seen it. I know what's coming, but still, does it? Everyone in the suit and dresses and that, and all having celebration at the wedding reception. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Only downside I can see to, well, the last two, because that's where it showed up, is basically the age. That's the only thing that, okay, the age and the fact that I don't think this game was as long as I hear a lot of other people saying. And that's basically because, yeah, you've got all the locations in that you go into. But I thought because 4 was going to be the end to this whole saga of Cold Steel, then they would have used everything from Cold Steel 1, every single location from there, up until everything that was in up to 3, and probably a few new things as there was in 4. I think that would have been better, even if it was just, there was nothing going on in there. There was just a few events to talk to. They could have done that. That would have made it better, in my opinion. But yeah, they could have done that because I really wanted to go back to Leaves. I really want to go back to Trista. Why did I say Leaves? I want to go back there and see how everyone was doing. I even wanted to go and see my old instructors. That was still there. But no, they say no. We couldn't do it. And as I said, the other thing is the age. V was 15 when in the first game when it started. 3 years later, she's 18. If at the resort was her actual birthday, she'll be 19, not 18. And the other one is Toa. She was 15 in the first one. No way in hell do you go up 7 years in 3 years to be older than Reen. Because she even said that. Yes, she was a year higher than him, but as she said, she was moved forwards because of how smart she was. Why couldn't they have actually looked into that? Two slight... a problem that you can overlook, but when at the final event scene of your making the relationship, that is where that actually comes into play. But didn't like it. So it's everyone from all the other games. That's I know it's from Crossbell, but I know 2 groups. He's the leader of one of them. I can't remember who though. I can't remember his name. But yeah, fun from start to finish. Yeah, just all the times I had to weaken and retry to get through was a pain, but I did it anyway. And I thought I got all... Okay, I didn't open them all, but I actually thought there was going to be more of the troll chests. But I guess there wasn't. And also, as I said before, is this a game that you have to play twice to get everything done? Because I'm not... and see, Millie's hanging on to Eustace. Because I don't think the final fish can be caught anywhere else. And I don't know if there is a way off the... There won't be a way off the fortress when you get onto it, so you can only do it during New Game Plus, won't you? Well, yeah, I didn't mention it before, but why are Toa and Angelica wearing a Chinese dress? They're Chinese dresses, aren't they? Yeah. After this, there's a scene which then after that it did end, but once it did end, then you could save and go to the title screen. But yeah, when I just checked to see if there was actually anything else that I missed, another scene showed up after it, which, as I said at the beginning of this, that's the whole purpose of this. To get it all in one. Aww. And that shows who I made my relationship with. And it's from Fee. You going on a date? Aww. Have fun, Reen. And this is where it actually ended the first time.
Ah, I understand now.
And now we get this.
However, it seems the situation is slightly beyond the scope of our expectations.
Why? What were you expecting?
The 7th Angus has been lost to us, while the 2nd continues her leave of absence.
Oh, that's what you're referring to.
Though perhaps the biggest surprise is that neither the Stalritter nor McBurn have returned.
I think McBurn has a bone to pick with all of you, and I'm surprised we haven't heard anything about that yet. Because he did say he wants to pay him a visit, or the Anguis and Ouroboros itself in general. I don't know if he said anything about the Grandmaster though.
Well, old McBurn's finally gone out on a journey of self-discovery. Little too late if you ask me, though.
As I said, I thought he was coming here, not going off.
As for the Stalritter, it seems like they've decided to branch off on their own.
That's hardly a cause for concern. The 2nd Anguis is a careful, calculating woman. She's sure to cooperate with the next plan.
Why are you saying Vita's gonna help? again. Are you sure she's even gonna come back?
When she does return, I'm certain McBurn and the Stall Ridder will follow.
The Stall Ridder is following their master's last dying wish, basically, to look after people, protect. I don't think they'll be coming back. And McBurn, I don't know what he'll do either.
And perhaps even Blue Blanc and Luciola too.
I'm surprised Luciola wasn't in this. Which is the, if I remember correctly, the woman who raised Shara, if I'm correct.
Though, I think it's safe to say Kruger's never coming back.
Yeah, that's a definite. She ain't coming back.
That makes her the 4th total dropout after Luve, Joshua, and Ren.
Luve technically died in your service. So, if you mean drop out just because he's dead, then there's loads of others that you can mention.
We've gained quite the interesting little pawn in her place, though, wouldn't you say? The magic swelling in his ancient blood is quite something. A promising newcomer if ever we've had one.
So, are you referring to Cedric with this?
I suppose. Though he still knows so little about the world, he might need a babysitter for quite some time.
Yeah, I think this is Cedric.
Regardless, let us leave the enforcers to their own discretion.
As you always do.
And take care that you do not follow the same path as the Faceless.
You all seem to hate my predecessor so much. I almost regret not being able to meet him.
Well, you've certainly filled his shoes in terms of personality, at least.
It seems all 3 of you have gathered.
So, you've arrived.
Welcome, O Grand Master.
Ooh. Do we actually get to see who she is? Okay, sort of.
Maribel, you have done very well. You oversaw the completion of the Phantasmal Blaze plan and returned safely.
Wait, that's done?
You're too kind. I merely laid the groundwork for the Witch of the Abyss and the Steel Maiden to work their magic. But what of the Septarians of Fire and Earth?
I have confirmed their disappearance from this plane. Unlike the Septarian of Mirage, they haven't vanished entirely.
Ah, so the Septarian of Mirage has completely gone, but those two haven't?
But as they are now, it is nearly impossible for them to fall into human hands once more.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Is that so?
I guess we can say things are still going smoothly then.
Why?
Indeed. Our plan continues apace.
What plan?
Vida searching for a new path, in spite of her continuing faith in me. The heroic death of the proud Leanne Sandlot. McBurn, the former overlord of the Beyond, realizing the truth of his home.
Think he learned a lot more than that.
And even the departures of Joshua, Ren, and Sharon were all valuable parts of the process.
Really? So losing people was part of it?
In short, everything that happens is within your knowledge and by your mercy. To be honest, it's simply incredible. Your very existence is akin to Ars Magna.
No, I am but a shadow. I exist solely to announce the appointed time to the world.
What appointed time?
The other Anguis may not be present, but I shall make this declaration here and now. The world has escaped the Great Twilight, extending its lifespan ever so slightly.
What?
3 years yet remain, until all returns to primordial nothingness.
Wait, what?
The third stage of the Orpheus Final Plan, the Eternal Recurrence Plan, begins now.
So that's the next plan. So that's what the next game is going to be based on. And why can't we actually see her full face? So basically when it does something like that, it makes you think that we already know her. But because we didn't get to see it fully, we don't know for certain. Which is a pain. But yeah, as I said, before all this is what showed up before. So I could save it and go back to the title screen. But because I decided to go back and have a look, see if anything new I missed, that showed up, so get it all in one. And now I am done. Now I can take brief time playing through these games again and getting everything done and seeing if that actually changes anything. Because I technically didn't do all this, did I? I failed. I didn't get my full ranking. But hopefully next time I play I'll be able to get that. And my next game, and also something else that's kind of interesting. This game, with me finishing this game, is on the last day of the month of February. And as I have been doing, every time I start something, it's always on the 1st, the 11th, or the 21st. I just like how this just played out so well. But if I was doing recording on the PlayStation, a lot of stuff would be cut out, and yeah, I wouldn't be finished at this time. Because as you know, I can only record 60 minutes. And a lot of these now have been about 4. So yeah, that's going to be quite a lot of stuff that would have been up. But yeah, my next game is probably going to be Shield. Going back to my gift lock run. Which, I don't know. It seems Sword and Shield seemed easy, but there's a lot to do in it, so I only have 6 lives anyway, so it could be more challenging and easy than what I thought, so I'll find out when I get there. Get to playing it again. So yeah, that's going to be it for this, and boy, it was fun. So yeah, I'm going to end this here. So if you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe, bell for notifications, comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye.